What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the debut album from the band Funereal Presence, entitled The Archer Takes Aim. This is released on Sepulchral Voice Records, the Ajna Offensive. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, it's based out of New York, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very atmospheric, traditional, almost psychedelic styling of black metal. This is the project of a guy by the name of Bestial Devotion. You may best know him as the drummer-vocalist of the band Negative Plane. Now, if you've ever heard what Negative Plane have done in the past, they've created some very, very unique and almost original sounding black metal. Very old school, very psychedelic, very, very crazy sounding stuff, and they make some very interesting music, to say the least. This project of his is basically a one-man project. He plays everything. He does the drums, guitar, bass, keys, vocals, lyrics. He does it all here. And this is the debut full-length from this project. He came out with a self-titled EP. I want to say it came out around 2011, and that EP in particular showcased the kind of ideas and thoughts that would be brought forth to this project today. Now here we are with The Archer Takes Aim. It's 4 tracks, and it clocks in at around 48 minutes in length, and pretty much it's a long record for it only being 4 tracks, but every single song is structured out very, very nicely. There are 3 long songs and 1 almost 6.5 minute long instrumental track, which I'll get to in a second, but every single track that's on here flows very, very smoothly and very nicely. It just feels very, very bombastic in certain instances. Like, take the opening track, The Tower Falls, which is around 12.5 minutes in length. The minute you hear the riffs getting started on that particular track, you already are going to be in for one hell of a thrill ride. Just the different kind of musical stylings and approaches that that particular track has is just absolutely amazing. Then you go on to the title track of the album, which is around 12.5 minutes also. Just a continuation of the unique songwriting and crazy atmospheres that you pick up when you listen to that particular track. Then you get to the instrumental track of this album, Dummerlicht, which is around 6.5 minutes long. You already are feeling very comfortable once you're getting yourself into the little instrumental break that's on this album. And then you get to the finale of this record, which is the track Gestalt des Ends, which is around 16 minutes in length, the longest song on here. You already are in to end your journey with that particular track. And all throughout the entirety of this album, you will just be amazed by the level of detail and hard work being put into this album. I mean, it just feels very natural. It feels very... It's something you have to really, really take it all in. You have to really, really give this your absolute time and patience to listen to, because I think this is sincerely one of the best pieces of US-based black metal to come out this year. It really, really sounds phenomenal. Going back to the guitar riff work that's on here, you get just a lot of crazy, crazy black metal-inspired riffs, lots of crazy chord progressions. You can almost sense in some instances where the riffs feel a little bit reverbed, and yet they sound very, very loud and powerful within this album's production. It is meant to be the star of the show here, and it definitely showcases itself on the opening track, The Tower Falls. Just the opening riffs of the track, then you get the nice little tremolo riffs, traditional riffs, just some real hardworking technicality going on that particular song. And all throughout the rest of the album, the riffs and just the overall brilliance of the guitar work just sounds so amazing. It sounds very powerful. The chords, the riffs, the leads, the solos, it just is so powerful sounding. And it almost sends chills down your spine in certain instances. And I really, really appreciate the effects that it'll have on you once you listen to it. Um, bass guitar. Bass guitar, definitely a very, very important factor within this album's style. It's not too loud, but yet I think it fits this entire album very, very well. Uh, very well balanced, very accurate sounding, very good mix, very good tone. Just a very good bass tone all the way around. Uh, Going on to the drums, I think the drums are really, really sensational here. You definitely get your fill of blast beats, great fills, and almost some psychedelic rock kind of breaks going on in between. Kind of. If you're comfortable with what Negative Plane put out, you really will feel at home with the way the drum style is here. I think the drums really, really sound awesome here, and definitely showcase the stamina and hard work that's being done here, preferably for the 3 main long tracks on this album. I think the drum work is just so stellar, and it just feels right. It feels powerful. It feels amazing. It makes you want to appreciate this style of black metal a little bit more. And the inclusion of the keys and the atmosphere just makes things that much more crazy. I'm loving the key effects that you hear on the Tower Falls, then going to the closer track, and pretty much every other the 2 tracks in the middle. The keys and the atmosphere just really, really feels right. It just feels right. It's perfectly placed, and it doesn't feel distracting at all. I just love the keys and the atmosphere going on here with this record. And the vocals are something to behold too, because there's 2 different kind of vocal variations being done here. On one end, you have these really ugly, echoed, understandable growls going on. Very, very good vocal performance going on here when it comes to the growls and the vocal variations. Just very nice, very almost a little reverbed in some instances. You can hear that tiny bit of echo going on within the vocals. I think that effect works perfectly for here. And then you get this almost ritualistic kind of singing going on. You hear it on The Tower Falls, and then you hear it on the closing track, Gestalt Descends. Just some incredible vocal singing parts going on there. You don't expect those parts coming, but when they do show up, they really, really do sound phenomenal. And it definitely adds to the overall creepiness of this album and its almost supernatural qualities. I think it's a really, really unique kind of vocal styling, and I think for this album, it works so well. So overall, if you're a fan of Negative Plane, if you're a fan of atmospheric black metal, or just black metal that just sounds really crazy and psychedelic, Funereal Presence is the band to be checking out. This is an awesome, awesome release, and definitely a lot better than I expected it to be. Yeah. All 4 tracks on this album are incredible, and it is definitely a thrill ride worth taking. I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album. It is available on both CD and vinyl format through the Ajna Offensive. Definitely buy whatever copy is appropriate for you if you're into the physical kind of thing. Yeah, it's definitely an album worth owning. So again, the album is The Archer Takes Aim by Funereal Presence. This is released on Sepulchral Voice Records and the Ajna Offensive. Check this out, and I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Really amazing black metal album. Just some amazing sounding stuff. Very sinister, very atmospheric, and just straight up Negative Plane kind of stuff, you know. But yeah, whatever. Support Funereal Presence. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Army Hell out.